Okay, so let's jump right in. How do you build a country's entire justice system basically from scratch? Well, in Sierra Leone, the answer is you build it like a pyramid. And today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to build it together, block by block, and see how the whole thing works.
I mean, think about it. It's a massive question every single nation has to answer, right? How do you set up a system that can handle everything from a small local problem to a huge constitutional crisis? And, most importantly, how do you make sure it stays fair and totally free from outside influence?
And like I said, in Sierra Leone, the structure they chose is a pyramid. So let's start at the very bottom and work our way to the top. By the time we're done, you'll have a crystal clear picture of how every single part of this system is designed to support the whole structure.
Now, any good pyramid has to have a solid foundation. Otherwise, it all just crumbles. For Sierra Leone's judicial system, that foundation is one single document, the 1991 Constitution. Everything, and I mean everything, flows from this. It's what gives the courts their power and, crucially, what guarantees their independence.
And this right here is the absolute bedrock of the whole system: judicial independence. It's a really simple but powerful idea. It means the courts answer only to the law itself, not to politicians, not to powerful business leaders, not to anyone else. It's like this invisible shield that protects the entire pyramid from political pressure.
All right, with our foundation firmly in place, we can start laying the first, broadest layer of our pyramid. The Constitution creates two main tiers of courts.
So on one side, you've got what's called the Superior Court of Judicature. You can think of these as the big, national-level courts. And on the other side, you have the inferior and traditional courts, which handle this huge volume of local, everyday cases. Now, for our journey today, we're going to focus on climbing up the Superior Court's side of the pyramid.
But just to give you an idea of how wide that base is, look at all these different inferior and traditional courts. They are the real front line of justice, you know? They're dealing with everything from local disputes and family law to cases involving the military. For most regular citizens, this is the part of the justice system they're going to interact with.
Okay, time to start our climb. The Superior Court of Judicature, that main pyramid we're focused on, is built with three main levels.
Our first big stop is the High Court. You could call this the engine room of the whole system. See, it has original jurisdiction, which means this is where the most serious civil and criminal cases start. It also has appellate jurisdiction, so it hears appeals from all those lower courts we just saw. And it has supervisory power over them too. It really has a hand in almost everything. Now, we go one level up and we get to the Court of Appeal, and this is where you see a really key difference in the design. Take a look at its original jurisdiction. It says none. This court doesn't start new cases. Its one, very specialized job is to review the decisions that were made down in the High Court. It's a critical check and balance on the level below it.
And here we are. We've made it to the very top, the peak of the pyramid, the Supreme Court. This is it, the final court of appeal. What they say goes. And this brings us right back to where we started, because the Supreme Court's most important job is to interpret and protect the Constitution, the very foundation that this entire pyramid is sitting on. It all comes full circle.
So, we've built the whole structure. But, you know, a pyramid is just a pile of rocks without the people who keep it all running. So, who are these judges? Who are the guardians of this whole system?
Well, the path to becoming one of these guardians is a long one, and it's all about experience. To even get your foot in the door at the High Court, you need a minimum of 10 years of legal practice under your belt. And if you want to climb to the next level, the Court of Appeal, that number jumps up to 15 years.
And to reach the very top, to become a Supreme Court justice, you need 2 full decades of experience. The whole system is designed so that the higher you go, the more experience is required.
So how do they actually get the job? It's not a simple process. It's a 3-part system of checks and balances. First, a special commission gives its advice on who's qualified. Then, the president makes the official appointment. But it's not done yet. Finally, Parliament has to approve that appointment. This way, no single branch of government gets to have all the say.
Okay, so we have this independent judiciary staffed by these really experienced judges. But what happens if something goes wrong? How do you hold a judge accountable without destroying that independence that's so important?
Well, the reasons for removing a judge are incredibly narrow. It can only happen for one of 2 reasons. Either they are proven to be physically or mentally unable to do the job, or there's clear, stated misconduct. That's it. You can't just remove a judge because you don't like one of their rulings.
And the process to actually remove them? It's designed to be really, really difficult. For a regular Superior Court judge, the process has to be started by the Judicial Commission. But for the Chief Justice, the person at the very top of the pyramid, the bar is set even higher. The cabinet has to get involved. And for both, the final steps are the same. A special tribunal has to investigate, and then a 2/3 supermajority in Parliament has to vote for removal. It's a very high wall to climb.
This quote from our source material really says it all. The process is meant to be tedious, cumbersome, and almost impracticable. See, the goal isn't to make it easy to fire judges. The goal is to make them feel so secure in their jobs that they can make the right call even if it's an unpopular one, without fearing they'll lose their job over it. It all comes back to protecting that bedrock principle of independence.
So, there you have it. That's the blueprint. A pyramid of justice, built on a constitutional foundation, run by experienced judges, and protected by this powerful shield of independence. It's a really clear, deliberate design on paper. But of course, the ultimate question is always, how does this complex design actually translate to real, tangible justice for the people of Sierra Leone on any given day?